The Kirby train keeps on rolling this year as HAL and Nintendo released the second Kirby title to celebrate the adorable Pink Puffball's 30th anniversary. Ball Guys, I mean Kirby Dream Buffet. In all honesty, as funny as the comparisons are to Fall Guys, these two are quite different games. So what does Kirby Dream Buffet do to make a name for itself, and does it manage to pull it off? Let's take a look. Kirby Dream Buffet is a multiplayer-focused racing game where players make their own customizable Kirby and race to the finish, all while collecting strawberries and other fruits on the way. It's the return of Gourmet Race, but rounder. While the win condition for the game is collecting as many strawberries as possible, it's important to prioritise speed, as the first person to the finish will immediately get 50 strawberries, which can easily catapult any player into the lead. Each track is a tasty looking food-filled obstacle course with enemies, risky paths for more reward, and Kirby cookie barriers designed to help players lagging behind catch up. The stages are very fun, and as your gourmet rank increases, so too does the number of stages available to the player. Raising the gourmet rank is the end goal of this game, and you keep getting rewards up until level 135, so there is plenty of content to unlock. The unlockables aren't just new maps though, you also get new costumes and colours to customise your Kirby with, like this Rick costume I unlocked. Here comes the boy. And you also unlock new music as well that will play randomly when you start a match. There are also cake decorations you can use to add a bit of flair to your starting mat, although the real reason they are here is to act as this game's collectible references to past titles, something the series loves doing. Games in Kirby Dream Buffet do not take very long, being made up of 2 races, a minigame in between, and a final Battle Royale contest, where players have to use power-ups to knock opponents off the map and claim their strawberries. You can do this by ramming enemies or using new food-themed copy abilities. Some of these are just returning powers with a new look, like the Wheel Donut or Chocolate Stone, but there are some new powers included, like Drill and Jelly, the latter of which is absolutely busted in racing mode as you can skip barriers with it. Most games go pretty fast, which is a good thing as it helps to keep the action flowing, although I think part of this is because of how the minigames really don't matter. They're probably the part of the game that has the most variation, ranging from grabbing falling strawberries to breaking blocks to fighting enemies, all across a plethora of stages, but in most cases these minigames will never change the tide of battle. The second race and Battle Royale at the end are the most important ones, as it's totally possible to go from last to first just by doing well in them. And that's really all there is to Kirby Dream Buffet. It's a fun and simple online multiplayer game. I say online even though there is an offline because it's pretty meh. You can only play 2 people per Switch and you can't even take those 2 online. So to get the full 4-player experience you need at minimum 2 copies of the game, and 2 people will have to play on one Switch in tabletop mode, which isn't ideal. It feels like this title should really have at least 4 player per Switch to feel like a real party game. It's also pretty weird how the game pretends to be 8 players when it's not. Each race has 4 Kirbys and 4 Waddle Dees, but the Waddle Dees do absolutely nothing. Most players will forget that they are even there, and they seem to only exist to make the race feel bigger than it actually is. Despite these problems and nitpicks, Kirby Dream Buffet is a lot of fun, with beautiful presentation that always makes me hungry looking at it. It's a great short online game that's easy to pick up and play for a few minutes at a time, but there isn't much more to it than that. If you enjoy these sort of games, I would recommend seeking it out and get rolling. Let me know in the comments if you've played this game and what you think of it. I want to thank all of our patrons for helping to support us. The $5 up ones are on screen right now. I hope the year of Kirby keeps on going and we get at least one more game this year. That'd be pretty rad. And it would also be pretty rad if you liked, comment, subscribed, so that you could always remember to return to the source.